Alright, part 2 of the Barrett 82A1 review. And in the first part I showed you how to get it out of the case, bipod legs, set those up, monopod, little review thing on that. From then on, once you get your rifle out and you got it set up here, so all you've got is your lower receivers out of your box now. Now, to get this ready to accept the top receiver, your upper, this is one of your assembly pins is here. I don't know if you can see that. You can't really see that in the camera there. Sorry about the movement of the camera there. Pull this out. It's just like it's got a little, it's a spring-loaded ball on the end of it. That's your rear pin, rear assembly pin. Now to pull out, to get the other pin out, which will be your forward assembly pin, I'm going to come to this side of the rifle. You will actually need to pull back on your bolt assembly. And what I recommend on that is you hold down on your charging handle, which is on the right hand side of the rifle. Push down on that so you're not going to damage anything, and carefully slide it back ever so slightly, about half an inch or an inch. And there's a pin on the top of this. This is put in here for traveling, so nothing falls out or anything goes flying. And you'll have to hold this back, pop your pin out, set it down, and very carefully while applying pressure downward on the bolt assembly, let it slide forward under its own power until it stops on its own. There. And it will just sit there. Just leave it there. Let it do its thing. Alright, now this is ready to accept the upper receiver now. Which we're going to get this out of the box because I want to show you how to put this together now. It's a little bit of a trick to it, but we'll see what I can do with it without having to move the camera around too much. I'm going to have to move it right now, in fact. So we'll do this. And I'm going to point it down just a tiny little bit. Alright, there we go. That looks about right. Okay. Over here, get your upper assembly out of your case. And as you can see, your scope is still attached to the upper assembly. I'm holding it upside down for a reason. Let me flip it over real quick. So that way your scope never loses its zero. It will stay on the rifle, even in the case. Now, to get this assembled, you will need, this is the way I do it, I will set the end of the barrel on a table, wherever you're at, whether it's a shooting bench or whatnot, and very carefully extend the barrel out of the front of the rifle like so. There, until it stops. Now, here's your barrel springs. This is a dual barrel spring assembly and a key, and it's got a key on the end of it here. This key has to extend up, and there are grooves in the barrel here. This will extend here and attach into the grooves of the barrel. Now the trick to this is, you may get dirty. I am getting dirty as it is because I cleaned the crap out of this the other day. But anyway, the trick to this is these springs are under 70 pounds of pressure. So you will want to be very, very careful with these springs because they could hurt you or cause some damage to whatever they hit. I mean, they're under a lot of pressure. What I do is I will push this up onto that, and I will brace the back of the upper assembly on my leg here. Turn this a little bit. On my upper leg here. That way, even with the scope on this, you'll want to have it leaning over the side there. You'll have enough to pull this back with the butt of the rifle on your leg and actually get the key to slip right in there without any problems whatsoever. Perfect. Beautiful. And this is your buffer here. This should be here. And it's not hurting anything. That's supposed to be on the rifle. I guess it's supposed to be like a buffer to, when the barrel recoils back, it's supposed to buffer some of the whatever. They don't really explain that to you online or anywhere on their website. Okay, now your upper assembly is ready to be assembled to your lower. This is a 29-inch barrel on this rifle, and it's hard to get it all in the frame, but as you can see, it's attached and it's nice and solid now. Now, the front of this upper assembly has a groove on it. There's a little groove up here, right there. And on the front of this is a little round bar on this. Trick to putting that on there is you want this groove to go into this bar on the lower assembly. and we'll show you how to do that real quick. And the trick to that is I'm going to have to move the camera again. Sorry. I don't have a cameraman here, and I haven't taught my dogs how to do it yet. So you got to bear with me. Alright, how's that look? We'll see. Sorry if it's not in frame very well. Like I said, no cameraman and no production crew. So, okay, trick to this. Little groove on the front of the upper assembly. We'll go in like so. And it should just tilt right in there. Beautiful. And now to get your lower assembly to totally go down, you'll have to pull back on your bolt assembly again, which you will need to push down on your whole bolt assembly with your charging handle. Pull it back into the lower receiver and let your upper assembly just seat itself down, and let the lower with the bolt go forward. Okay, just about done. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the whole rifle around for you. It's just so you can get a better look at that. Alright, there's that. Alright, there's your charging handles now on the side towards the camera. And I'll show you that again real quick. I can do that again. And to get your lower and upper to totally go together, push down on your charging handle and your bolt assembly. Pull it back far enough to where it's going to clear your barrel. And as you see, it's like a swivel. With that front bar locked into that groove, it's a swivel. You set it in. Just let that go forward real carefully. And now the upper and the lower are together. You take your short assembly pin, and that will go in here, into this hole. There's that. Your long assembly pin, turn the camera slightly, again, sorry, will go, there's a hole that goes through the top receiver and the lower receiver right here. This will go all the way through both holes. I usually try and stagger them. Doesn't really matter, however you feel like putting it together. There. Now your rifle is, guess what? Your rifle is together now. There you go. Now the rifle's totally put together. The safety is on. This has a, anybody that's shot an M4, it's got an M4 or an M16 thumb safety on it. M60 grip, or yeah, I'm thinking it's the 60 grip, and M4 grip, pistol grip. And now your rifle's together. Now let's go over this rifle really quick. Let me finish doing the little add-ons I have, because this is going back into gun safe when it's done, when I'm done with the review. This I put on because when it gets cold where I live, and when you got that steel touching your face, it gets kind of chilly. And this attaches real nicely right here on the back of the rifle. Slide it into place. Good deal. Alright. Now the shoulder strap will go like so. You got a shoulder strap bar here and a shoulder strap bar here. And it's what really stout clips on these things. It'd have to be. This is a 30-pound rifle. Attach this here. And then this will attach to the other side now. There you go. Now your shoulder strap's attached on your rifle. Now if you needed to, you could throw this over your shoulders and give you a little bit more support if you're going to hump it out into the wilderness somewhere. Or if you got a drag bag, you throw it in a drag bag and carry it that way. And yes, I do have a drag bag for this, which I will do in another review. It goes along with my pack that I have upstairs that I specifically bought so I can hump this thing around with me if I wanted to go out west with it, or go out anywhere and go humping in the wilderness with it. I'm going to take this back off for now so that I can finish my review. Now your muzzle cover, I have to get that out. I'm going to move the camera back around to the front business end of the rifle. As you can see, that's a big hole, isn't it? It leaves big holes. Now to pull out the muzzle cover. Okay, your muzzle cover just looks like a little bag. Open it up, and all it does is slip right over the end of your barrel and wraps around. And it's just a Velcro type thing. It's nothing special. But you have a little lip here, so when you want to pop it off, you pull your Velcro, pop it off, and you're ready to rock and roll. Just don't forget to take it off. It will totally destroy this cover if you shoot it with the cover on there. It won't hurt the gun at all. It'll just you'll have to go buy another muzzle cover. Let's just put it that way. So that's all that is for. That comes with your webbing kit. The webbing kit consists of this, your shoulder strap, and your cheek rest. Wow, I'm out of time again. End of part 2. We'll come back on part 3.